don't think Machida has fought anybody that has my kind of power.
Dan Henderson and Lyoto Machida meet tonight in a battle of former champions who both feel a victory will put them in prime position for another shot at a UFC title.
Kicked him in the face, and Randy goes down. Dan Henderson has knocked out Michael Bisping! This is really a fight fan's dream matchup. Both of these guys are real championship level fighters.
Machida looking to finish.
And it is all over! Henderson stopping Fedor Emelianenko! Dan Henderson is the only man to hold belts in both Pride and Strikeforce, and he has a who's who list of victories. Dan Henderson is an animal.
Lyoto Machida, former UFC light heavyweight champion. He has this Shotokan karate style, and it's hard to deal with.
Lyoto Machida is a mystery to a lot of people, a very difficult puzzle to figure out.
He's got this ability to leap forward and attack and then leap out of range.
The best style to go against that karate style is an excellent wrestler who's also a powerful striker.
That's going to be the chess match, is me trying to cut him off and you know, just touching him in his chin a little bit.
Quero receber ele. Eu vou estar esperando esse momento. Eu quero receber ele vindo de frente para mim.
Uma grande chance de nocautear o Dan Henderson, apesar de ele ser um cara duro, um cara que...
Lyoto Machida! When you rush Lyoto Machida, it's like walking into a wood chipper and boom!
Hopefully I can knock him out quickly. If not, I'm going to control and beat him up for 3 rounds.
Training right down the road in beautiful Temecula, California, Dan Henderson, that famous finish of Fedor. Winner of 7 of his last 8 fights, including wins in his last 4 fights in the UFC. A 15-year veteran with just a rare set of skills, the 2-time Olympic wrestling pedigree, power in his hands, durable, and an iron jaw.
I've had the good pleasure and good fortune of being there for Dan Henderson's very first UFC fight way back in 1998. And here, at 42 years of age in 2013, is still competing at a championship level. And that's pretty substantial. It's pretty amazing. It just points to you what a unique individual Dan Henderson is. From his who's who knockout victories of Wanderlei Silva, Fedor Emelianenko, Babalu Sabral, he just got unbelievable knockout power in his right hand and in his left, which he knocked out Wanderlei. He's an animal. I mean, you can't say enough about this guy. He's one of the greats of all time, and he is a future Hall of Famer without a doubt.
Hendo has fought 8 current or former UFC champions. Tonight, Lyoto Machida will make it 9. Henderson talked a lot about his left hook. In addition to the H-bomb, the right hand of the 2-time Olympian with 29 career victories, Dan Henderson. That is one tough dude. Hendo has never been knocked out. Lyoto Machida spent this training camp up the road at the Black House facility. He said, although Dan Henderson is a tough opponent, a guy that has never been knocked out, I have what it takes to knock Dan Henderson out tonight. He possesses maybe the most rare combination of fighting skills that we've ever seen inside the octagon.
He is the very best karate practitioner in mixed martial arts, the most successful ever. And his style is so unusual. His distance is very different. The way he keeps his legs wide apart and moves in and out. The way he frustrates opponents by always being out of range when they go to attack. You combine that with his black belt level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills, with his outstanding wrestling, his trips, his takedowns, his sumo. He's very well versed in sumo, which he uses to throw opponents off their base and then attack with lightning quick counterattacks. You see him there with training partner Melvin Manhoef. And all the guys down at Black House. I mean, you're talking about a guy who gets to train on a regular basis with Anderson Silva. He's just a very unusual fighter. And the first time Dan Henderson has ever really fought a guy that moves like him.
He is the former light heavyweight champion. He is ranked number 2 contender at 205.
In my opinion, Mike, a big key to this fight is the ability to close distance. If Dan Henderson can close that distance and get a hold of Lyoto Machida, things get very interesting. If he cannot, things get very interesting for Lyoto Machida.
Be careful, though, when you rush in, as Ryan Bader learned in their battle. Lyoto Machida. Top contender matchup against Dan Henderson. Our tail of the tape for this, our co-main event of the evening. The Brazilian is 34. The American is 42. Lyoto Machida weighed in at just 202. He likes to stay fast. Henderson will have the reach advantage. Once again, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 29 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Temecula, California, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former Pride welterweight and middleweight champion and the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, Dan Henderson. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a karate fighter, holding a professional record, 18 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 202 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Belém, Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, Lyoto, the Dragon Machida. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to keep it clean. Touch gloves. Let's do this.
Machida and Henderson. One man looking to capture the top spot for another shot at a UFC title. Dan Henderson at 42 competing for that very thing. The Dragon coming off that great finish of Ryan Bader. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and we are underway. Blue trunks for the southpaw, Machida. White trunks for Henderson. Hendo throws the kick early. Machida staying at 202, as I mentioned. He really emphasizes his speed and movement, and it served him well.
I think he easily could make 185 pounds, Mike. I don't think he has any problem getting down there. But he prefers to fight at light heavyweight, at least for now, while his friend Anderson Silva is the title holder at 185. But that ability to fight at 202 pounds does make him a quicker and more elusive opponent. And against a smallish light heavyweight like Dan Henderson, it's probably a good move.
Henderson fighting for the first time since that epic battle, the 2011 Fight of the Year against Mauricio Shogun Rua.
Machida always so elusive. He goes up the middle. Hendo really loves that inside leg kick followed by the right hand, but again, Machida gets out of the way.
Hendo trying to load up on that big right hand. He's facing the southpaw, though. So that inside leg kick, followed by the big right, his favorite move, neutralized by the stance of Machida.
This is a feeling him out situation here. Dan is trying to figure out if he can feint his way in, how much distance he can close.
Lyoto closes distance at an instant.
And Lyoto is doing a lot of that. See what he's doing? He's just trying to gauge how Dan's going to react. Whether or not Dan plants his feet, pauses, stays stationary.
Of course, Henderson was scheduled to fight John Jones for the title, suffered a knee injury just 10 days before the fight.
One of the things that Lyoto will do so brilliantly is wait until an opponent moves forward for an attack that doesn't work, and then the opponent will pause to try to regroup. That's when Lyoto will attack. He also does that brilliantly, catches guys coming in and plants one on them as they move forward. And notice how he did that. He constantly moved towards Dan's left, away from Dan's right hand. As Dan circled and tried to close the distance, Lyoto kept moving towards his right side. Nice kick to the body. And Dan clinches him, and Lyoto pulls out.
Yeah, he would love to tie him up here. Dan with the Save Wrestling 2020 on his shorts, two-time Olympian.
Yeah, that is one of the saddest things I've heard in recent memories when it comes to sports, is that they're talking about taking wrestling out of the Olympics. Not just for mixed martial arts is that sad, because so many of our great fighters have come from the sport of wrestling, but just for wrestling in general. It's one of the great sports, the original sport of the Olympics. And whatever we can do, whether we have to make letter writing campaigns or leave flaming poop at the doorstep of the Olympics, but whatever we gotta do, they can't do that. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It's one of the greatest sports in the world.
Do you think that would work?
Flaming poop? No, that's me. None of my ideas work.
Switch of the stance for Machida.
Good right hand landed by Machida as Dan was trying to close the distance. Now Dan has to make sure that he does not get frustrated by the movement of Lyoto and make mistakes. Dan looked for him, clipped him with that one.
Now it's tough to close the distance, as we have seen in the many fights of the Dragon. It's tough to close the distance on Machida. He's as elusive as anyone.
Machida, before he was ever a mixed martial arts fighter, was a high-level karate competitor. And in that style of fighting, there's this constant darting in and darting out. That's not common in mixed martial arts. So very few fighters have the type of timing and distance awareness that Lyoto has because of that background.
Hendo has really tried to throw kicks on that right leg of Machida in the first round, maybe slowing down his footwork a little bit. Taken down by Machida.
Lyoto takes Dan down. Oh, big shot by Lyoto.
Seconds of the round, though. Good finish for the Dragon.
The impressive way to end the round for the former UFC light heavyweight champion.
Não, tá bom. Agora dá pra pegar ele ideal, calma, entendeu? Deixa ele,
well,
tá
but you
fazendo
can
muito
catch him
motion.
more.
Então, tu
He's
fica
moving
olhando
around a
bem,
lot, but you just
olha
got to pay
bem,
attention.
entendeu?
Watch what he's
Em
doing.
cima,
Protect
dá
your
pra
upper
pegar
body.
nele, tá bom? Dá pra pegar ideal nele. Não
You're
fica
gonna land
parado,
it.
fica trabalhando.
Just
Fica
keep
naquele
working.
segundo
Don't sit
turno,
still.
tá bom?
Throw some short punches.
Tudo bem.
Did very well. Very good.
The most significant moment of the round came from here. This Lyoto Machida trip. Let's take another look at it. Got Dan to the ground, landed a big right hand and an elbow.
Behind the black.
Set for the start of round 2. The takedown at the end of the round, something that Dan Henderson now has in his mind. He's always got that right hand ready to fire. Again with that inside leg kick.
Well, it's an excellent technique to use against a southpaw because that right leg is sitting right in front. It's very difficult to land. Oh, nice kick to the body by Lyoto.
And a stumble by Henderson.
And Dan's had success with that kick. You can see the inside of the thigh of Lyoto's reddened up a bit. And Lyoto, front kick to the face by Lyoto.
Almost caught by Henderson.
So good at getting away from those attacks, and that is so frustrating to a guy like Dan Henderson. He's just whiffing at air.
Some bruising on the inside of the right leg of Machida. Trying to slow down that great movement of the Dragon. Hendo said he wants to put some punches on the chin of Machida. Yet to fire a big one. The chant of Hendo. Switch of the stance. Coming and firing was Machida.
The right hand just missed by Dan Henderson, too.
All it takes is one with Hendo. Ton of mutual respect in this battle.
He's threatening with a side kick. He picks up the front leg and feints with it. And a lot of that is just to get you to think about it. He might be thinking about a left hand, but he'll pick up that leg. Again, Dan goes with that inside leg kick. Oh, caught him with a knee coming in. Man, Lyoto's timing is just so excellent.
And a couple of good strikes as Henderson has closed the distance here in the second round.
But always remember, it just takes one of those Henderson right hands and the whole game changes.
And he nearly landed it a moment ago. Just about at the midway point now we are of this 3-round fight. Again with that kick.
It's not, that one didn't land very well, but it's not a bad technique to use on a guy who leads with that front leg. And Lyoto, recognizing it, keeps switching it up. Now he's feinting with the hips. Kick to the body, solid kick. Good knee by Dan.
Henderson closes distance, looks for the right.
Yeah, he faked that time and then tried to get himself in.
Quickly up is Hendo.
One of the things that Dan has going for him, Mike, is that he's got probably the best chin in MMA.
Never been knocked out.
Yeah, so he's willing to take some shots in order to deliver one.
Trying to punish the ribs again was Machida.
And he landed that inside leg kick again. That one was pretty decent. Dan is just so much more awkward in his movement forward than Lyoto.
Well, we saw how dangerous it is to rush Lyoto in the fight up the road at Staples Center on Fox. Another knee.
Oh, left hand by Dan that time.
He's catching him with that knee every time he comes in, or more often than not when he comes in.
Dan grazed him with that left hand though, Mike. And there's a right. Dan, it looks like Dan ate something coming in there. His back was just, we couldn't see what landed.
1 minute now on the clock in the second. Fakes the takedown.
You know, another point is that there's not a lot going on here as far as impacts, and one big punch by Dan, even if it doesn't knock Lyoto out, could win the round for him.
Absolutely.
One significant, staggering shot that puts Lyoto in trouble.
And he looked for it right there, Joe. And again,
he's closing the distance. I mean, he is just charging forward at Machida.
Powerhouse Hendo against the karate master Machida. Final seconds of round 2. Spin.
Spinning back kick to the body. Fell a bit short. See Henderson lift his hands up in frustration at the end of that round, Mike.
Breathe. Hey. It was another close round, but I think you won that one, okay? So this is the 3rd round here. We don't know how they scored the first, so we gotta go after now. Listen, hey, you're too static in front of him. You gotta do more. He's getting too comfortable, okay? Listen, how do you feel right now? You good? Okay. Hey, hit the body a little more because the head is being hard to find right now. Let's go here. Let's go chest.
Let's take a look at some of the action from that round, Mike, and this is what it is. Dan rushing forward, cannot reach Lyoto. Lyoto catches him 1, 2, look at that. And here's another knee to the body. You know, in my opinion, what Dan might want to do is just stand and wait for Lyoto to come to him. He's constantly moving forward, and Lyoto catches him coming forward. Stand, make Lyoto come to him.
See if he does. Lyoto's so good on the counterattack. 3rd and final round.
Well, that's the point. Force Lyoto to move forward instead of Lyoto being the counterer. Force Lyoto to move forward. And the only way to do that is to not move forward yourself. Or even back up.
Feint by Machida. With that, yeah, he switches. With that left leg forward, that's Dan's favorite move. The inside leg kick and the big right. Machida, the lead in the head strikes landed, and the body strikes are about even.
Powerful shot to the body there. Machida slammed that one home, Mike.
Very close fight, tough to judge with just over 4 minutes remaining.
I don't really think it's that tough to judge. I'm going to be honest. I think Lyoto's been winning it. I just don't think, I don't think he's out of the woods. Dan can always knock you out. But Lyoto has been moving the way he wants to. Oh, look at this. Now things get interesting. Dan Henderson on top. And Dan Henderson has some ferocious ground and pound.
Be careful of Machida on his back, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Even though there hasn't been that much action, you got to think Lyoto took Dan down the first round, landed more strikes. And in the second round, Lyoto was the one who landed the clean techniques. There weren't that many of them. That's the real problem. That's what makes it close. You're talking about the difference between a couple strikes, 2, 3 strikes.
To the body.
And that's one of the reasons why people hate Lyoto Machida's style. Like, people who don't like his style can't appreciate what he's doing inside the octagon. I completely disagree because I think he represents one style and a very unusual, difficult opponent to deal with. And I think it's always interesting when you see what happens when someone is forced to fight with a guy like this.
Machida trying to control Henderson, maybe get this fight back on the feet.
So far, good guard being displayed by Lyoto. And the way he's sideways like this, Mike, if he can sneak under that right arm of Dan Henderson's with his left, if he can pummel under, he might be able to take Dan's back from this position.
Continuous shots to the ribcage in the meantime.
The way he's way outside like that, Mike, if a guy's real sneaky, if you're dealing with like a high-level Jacare, Hodger Gracie type dude, he might take you back from this. And you get his hips all the way out to the outside. Now he's got him flattened down.
Henderson trying to beat up the Dragon in this position.
You need to advance. You need to work.
Lyoto moving towards a Kimura on the right arm of Dan Henderson. Lost the position, back
on their feet. 145.
But now Dan Henderson has the advantage of being on top. He didn't do much with it. Couldn't really land good shots, but he was on top.
Nice kick.
And now Lyoto has to make up that deficit.
And again, that one checked.
Yeah, that one hurt Lyoto more than it hurt Dan, probably.
He switches to that lead left leg and likes to throw that kick right up the middle. See who shows the real sense of urgency with just about a minute remaining. Hendo still looking to fire that right. 45 seconds. Machida fires away, counter missed. A lot of feints. Oh!
Jumping front kick to the face.
Under 30 now.
Oh! High kick. Dan just smiles at him. He might have the greatest chin of all time in combat sports.
Big swing and a miss. 10 seconds now. Looking for it one more time. And it goes the distance. The top two contenders at 205 fight for 15 minutes. And now the judges will render their decision.
Back. Very, very frustrating fight for Dan Henderson, but you got to expect that. Chuck Liddell standing over us looking at the score going, did anybody land anything?
Take a look at our fight replay.
This is the first round, the trip by Lyoto Machida, which along with the sparing strikes that he landed probably secured him that round. And here's the last round where Dan got Lyoto on the ground. But then Lyoto lands a powerful inside leg kick, landed a high kick that Dan ate like a Pop-Tart.
Hendo, his first fight in 15 months. Take a look at the final numbers for this battle between Henderson and Machida. 68% of the significant strikes were landed by Lyoto Machida, 32 in total. Leg strikes, a definitive advantage to Henderson. The same with the body strikes, but the head strikes dominated by Machida. Both men landed one takedown. They were both 1 for 1 in their takedown attempts. As we await the judge's decision. Will it be Lyoto Machida? Or will it be Dan Henderson? Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, Henderson, 29-28, Machida, and 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Lyoto, the Dragon Machida.
Tough decision in the end, but it goes to Lyoto Machida. Here's Joe.
I am here with the winner, Lyoto Machida. First of all, Lyoto, congratulations. Dan Henderson is a very difficult, dangerous opponent. What was the strategy coming in here tonight, and did you feel like you lived up to it?
Muito difícil. O que tu acha dessa? He's very tough fighter. He's a great opponent for me. I have a lot of respect for him. My strategy for tonight was keep the fight stand up, and I think I got it.
Were you surprised at all when you heard that it was a split decision?
Você estava com surpresa que você acha que não era uma decisão unânime?
Yeah, I'm very surprised because I just slept in the third round. He doesn't take me down. He doesn't took me down. I slept and I keep my work on the ground. But I think I completely dominated the first round, the second round, and the third round.
When you hear the crowd boo over a fight like that, a tough fight like that, does that concern you? Does it disturb you? How do you feel about that?
Quando você está escutando o povo vaiar, como faz você sentir? Fala uma coisa para eles também.
No, I just want to say thanks. Sorry if the fight wasn't great for you, but thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you. Next time.
Lyoto, congratulations on a victory of a very dangerous opponent. Lyoto Machida, ladies and gentlemen.